Hello, everyone. I am back. I wanted to do another video, a more informative video. Last time on Monday, I was talking about things that buyers should look at before looking at a house, before actually touring a house. So I was thinking today I would do a video on things I think sellers should do before listing, or at least should strongly consider doing before listing to make sure you're getting yourselves as prepped up as possible for listing day, because your listing day or the few days after is when you will have the most buyers through. So you want the home to be in as close to tip top shape as you could possibly get it the day you're listed. So it's all about kind of being prepared instead of getting feedback and reacting to that feedback, being more proactive. So I always strongly suggest getting a pre-listing inspection on a resale home, especially a home that's starting to get quite a bit older. Make sure that your electrical is in good shape. It just anything that a buyer's inspector will point out, you kind of want to know that stuff before you list, so you could potentially remedy those problems before they even come up. Or if you end up finding a much more major issue outside of what typically gets pointed out in an inspection, you could possibly reassess your whole plan for listing in general too. The point is the inspection period can really end up being one of the most stressful parts of selling the home. If you get your home pre-inspected, it kind of takes a little bit of that stress out there, because you really know, if you get recommended a good home inspector, you really know that there's not going to be much more than maybe one or two other things that get pointed out by a different inspector, but you know that there won't be a ton of surprises that come up. Also, on the flip side of it too, is there will be a little bit of increased buyer confidence if you get a pre-listing inspection and then share it with the buyers, so they know that you've at least had a third party look at it. A majority of buyers, yes, will still get their own independent inspection, but those pre-listing inspections do add a lot of confidence to a buyer to know that this is a seller that is trying to address all issues and look at all that stuff. So declutter is something that I highly recommend a lot of people do, for multiple reasons. It makes the house show better. You have to remember, when people are going to look at a home, especially a first time home buyer, it's normally not just them, it's their close family. It's a good group of people. And if the home has a lot of clutter and stuff on the floors, it can make the home feel tight. You don't want the home to feel small. Clutter can also just be distracting in general and kind of distract them from what they should be looking at, which is the home. Do I like this floor plan? Yada, 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 stuff like that. Clutter could just be distracting. And even if it's distracting on an unconscious basis, it's still affecting the buyer's decision on whether they want to purchase that home or not. So declutter as much as possible. Stage kind of goes along with decluttering, but at the very least, and I have ways I could get this for you, but at the very least, get a staging consultation and have a stager talk to you about things that they would do if they were to professionally stage the home, and get that advice on it. Just making sure your home is showing as good as it possibly can be at the day of listing. This kind of goes along with staging. Painting normally gets a really good return on investment as far as how much of it costs. Even if you're hiring a professional painter, you can normally get a really good return on investment. You have to remember, painting in neutral colors can really take away some of that distraction. It takes away odor too, which is good, and it just makes the home feel newer and well maintained as well. New flooring is kind of that second tier project that I talk to people about after painting. If you have carpet that is old carpet can be really distracting. And then it can also bring in an odor too. So you would be really surprised what can happen if you get new carpet in there and really just make the home pop all of a sudden again. I can't tell you how many buyers come in on a home that we felt that we got pretty far under market value, come in, put in new flooring, put in new trim, put in new paint, and all of a sudden it's like, oh geez, this house could have sold for so much more money, or would have got into a multiple offer situation possibly. And it's, if you look at how much it costs to do just those three projects, new flooring, new trim, new paint, it's not that much of an investment. So it's something a lot of sellers should really think about. Those are three projects that, if needed, are a good use of your time and a good use of your money, in my opinion. Deodorizing has gone along with a lot of what I talked about with flooring, a lot of what I talked about with paint. The only other thing I will point out with making sure you're getting rid of as much order too, the flip side of it is don't overcent your house as well. I've walked through a lot of houses that do those plug-ins and they turn it all the way up to 10 and just all you can smell is that. And some people are actually allergic to those artificial scents. They give them headaches and everything like that. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. It's more about getting rid of the odor than it is making sure that there's a nice scent in the house. Is kind of the thing I point out to a lot of people. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to comment here. I left a question in the comments already to people that have looked at homes previously. I'm really, really curious, like, in your opinion, what are some things that you wish sellers would have done before they listed? There's obviously a lot more than what I talked about on this slideshow. I was just trying to put out there the things that I don't think everyone does, but this obviously isn't an all-inclusive list. I'm always here to answer any of your real estate questions, so don't be afraid to comment here, message me, email me, whatever. Have a great day, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.